Sentai! Zyuranger!
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my commentary reviews of Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. This time it's episode 2, Revival. So this time the Zyurangers will be up against both Dora Titan and Dora Skeleton. So 2 monsters for the price of 1 in this part 2 of the first 2-parter of the season. So let's see how the Zyurangers do. Continuing from the last episode where Dora Titan escaped with the shuttle containing the 2 children, we join a TV show being filmed with people arguing if it was the work of aliens or some kind of new weapon. This quickly devolves into a fight with the interviewer acting as commentator. Back at the temple, Dan is relaxing while reading a magazine and becomes the target for Boy throwing his daggers and complaining they need to do something, with May reminding Dan about the 2 children in danger. Geki and Goosh provide some backstory on the 5 tribes of humanity. 179 million years ago, the people who had evolved from dinosaurs lived in peace alongside them until Bandora appeared. Geki's parents and younger sister died in the fighting, and eventually the clan's guardian beast joined the fight, and they were able to trap Bandora on planet Nemesis. Fearing a return of Bandora, the 5 strongest warriors from the clans were chosen to wait and stop her once again. On the moon, Bandora is enjoying the isolation, while Buck and Totopat are making modifications to the shuttle. Deciding to crush the Zyurangers, Bandora gets Pleplecorn to create her a new monster. Placing a clay figurine inside a large machine, the new Dora monster is born in a cloud of smoke, Dora Skeleton. At Bandora's order, Buck launches the shuttle, under remote control, flying it towards Earth. Everyone starts chasing the shuttle in newsvans and on foot as it flies down the road towards Shimbashi. Flying over and under traffic as it goes, and even causing an upskirt moment as it passes 2 schoolgirls. The Zyurangers drive in on their dino bikes, as Bandora sends in her monster, who attacks Geki on his bike. Disappearing from the road, Geki finds himself in an amusement park, where the other Rangers soon appear. They quickly seem to defeat the Dora Skeleton. However, he simply reassembles himself and proceeds to break the Rangers' weapons as they fight. Transforming, they continue the attack as Dora Skeleton separates his head and sends them all to a dark realm where the shuttle can be seen wedged in a tree. Using the sword mode of their ranger sticks, they attack Dora Skeleton as Buck and Totopat appear. More monsters appear, skeleton versions of the golems, to battle with the Rangers as Buck and Totopat set a bomb near the shuttle. Dora Skeleton causes a massive crack to appear in the ground as the Rangers change to gun mode and blast Dora Skeleton. Before it can fully reform, Dan leaps up, catching the head and passing it to Boy. He throws it down into the chasm, destroying the head and finishing Dora Skeleton. Geki retrieves the shuttle from the tree, but the very sky is torn apart as a giant hand reaches in, grabbing Geki and lifting him away. As the bomb explodes, the remaining Rangers and shuttle are blown out of the Dark Realm, finding themselves in a quarry with Geki still in the clutches of the Titan. Geki uses his Ranger gun to shoot the monster in the eye, causing it to drop him in pain. Dora Titan tries to charge the Rangers down and crush them as they seek shelter in a cave. With a lot of shaking, the ground parts and the red guardian beast emerges, the Tyrannosaurus. At Barz's urging, Geki leaps up and enters the guardian beast. Linking with it, the Tyrannosaurus and Dora Titan fight. The other Rangers get the kids in the shuttle to start the engines before jumping out the door, which magically returns them to normal size. With the shuttle's engines firing, they get Geki to point Dora Titan their way, and firing the shuttle at its face like a missile. Before drop-kicking the monster, the Tyrannosaurus uses its finisher, jumping up on its tail, before dropping down and blasting the ground, sending an energy blast through the ground to Dora Titan, who shimmers away to nothing. Up on the moon, the defeat gives Bandora a migraine as her minions cower. Celebrating their victory, the Rangers look on at the Guardian Beast standing over them as the episode ends. Well, episode 2. What can you say? Well, it's definitely a lot more action-packed than the first episode. We've got more fight scenes, more time with the Rangers, like, fully transformed and fighting. We get the 2 different monsters, Dora Titan and Dora Skeleton. Dora Skeleton I quite like because they keep beating him up and breaking him down, and he keeps just rebuilding himself. which for a second episode monster, I think is really good. They had to be very creative in the fact that, eventually they get their head and chuck it down the pit and blow it up in the lava, which then destroys Sora's skeleton. So having to get creative like that, especially after Dora's skeleton breaks all their weapons. The sword, the axe, the spear, the daggers, and the bow, all broken. So the weapons the Rangers have come in with are like, yeah, no more. So it's like they're on the back foot already. Like episode 1, they sort of finish it where it's like, okay, we're trying to save the kids. We haven't saved the kids. Episode 2, we're still trying to save the kids, and all our weapons are broken. And okay, yes, they do save the kids, which saving the kids is sort of like, yeah, just jump out the shuttle, yeah? Like, fire up the engines and jump out. And the kids jump out, it's like, boom, full size. If that works, why didn't they do that earlier? Like the first time they got the shuttle. Before anything else could happen. Quick, kids, jump out. We'll get you to safety. Just jump out the shuttle. So, yeah, little niggles. I'd loved the whole shuttle being flown by remote control. If that was wire work, it was really well done because the wires are not obvious. I personally didn't see them. Other people might if they're looking closer. I thought there's a few bits where it might have been on wheels, but I think, like looking at some of the shots, it was just suspense, like sort of driving along, holding like wires up and just building it like that. And of course, it led to a Japanese staple: schoolgirl upskirt, just whoosh, blow up the skirts. So something traditional for the Japanese there. And also we finally get one of the Guardian Beasts. We get the Tyrannosaurus, which, a bit biased. Red is my favourite colour, always has been. Always love the Red Ranger, be it like Zyuranger or original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So it was nice to see the Red Ranger, obviously being the leader, he gets that first kill. And we get to see that, even this giant monster, these Guardian Beasts are powerful enough that Tyrannosaurus, okay, yes, they used the space shuttle as a rocket and shot him in the face with it, but it was the T-Rex that took it down for good. So, score 1 for Geki. Obviously, second part of a two-parter. So, obviously, it was going to be more of a concluding episode, so more action to the story. We've had the setup, now we've got the result. And it definitely feels like it's going to be a good series. Obviously, they're going to need to get new weapons. We need to be introduced to the rest of the Guardian Beasts. So all that is still to come. And I like this slow burn you get with like this era of Sentai. I think later Sentai, especially like the last few, King Oja, I believe, I think they literally had the Megazord in the first episode. In fact, they had the Megazord at the end of Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. So you'd already seen it. But back in this series, like, okay, we're going to tease you. We're just going to tease you. Like, we'll show the Dino, the Guardian Beasts in flashbacks, saying, oh, yes, they saved us and this and that. And we're going to, like, bring in one, just the one, to, like, come and, like, have a big monster fight. But we're not going to show you what it all comes together as. Obviously, I'm sure kids would have known because the toys would have been out and all the rest of it, but I just love this slow burn. So, next episode, I believe it's the weapons they're after, and we'll see what happens then. Obviously, once again, guys, if you like what you've watched or you think I've got promise, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon just to get the notifications so you know when more videos have come up. I'm going to try and do these on a regular basis, and also I am going to try and improve episode by episode, hopefully better and better, and not worse and worse. Till next time, guys. See ya.